knit that thing on your head?
Why you stopping?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of QLS Live on YouTube. Questlove, and we're joined today by Grammy winner, extraordinaire, musician, overall cool cat, PJ Morton. What's up, brother?
All right, what's up, man? Good to be with y'all again.
Thank you for joining our powwow. Yes. So Bill wants to know if I knitted this thing on my hat. Yes, I've taken up knitting.
It's quilting is jobs.
Quilting is for next week. Wait, you're in a different room this time, Unpaid.
I'm at my girlfriend's house in the office.
Oh, okay. Cool.
With the after of your haircut, which she did a beautiful job.
My hair. And she didn't fuck it up. Look at that.
Yeah, she hit you with that number 5 off the Fantastic Sam's chart.
Thank you. I don't know what that means, but she.
Yeah.
Wait, white people don't have the Sam's chart?
Yeah, they got the Fantastic Sam's or Supercuts.
Got a whiskey, and she was shaking the whole time while she did it. It made me real nervous, but she did fine. She did a great job.
Oh, man.
She
was pretty good with the haircut.
I'm proud of you.
It looks good, man. You look good.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. So wait, at the right before we went on taping, PJ Morton had mentioned that his computer done crashed.
Yes.
Of which I have to say that I think for a lot of us, and especially because we're using probably our devices more than we ever have in any time.
My iPhone battery is trash right now.
Yeah,
this
is a common story that I'm hearing. Like, yeah, I too had to order 3 computers in the past 2 weeks. Like, my studio joint went down, my DJ joint went down.
Yeah, I've never had a full crash like this, like where, I mean, they can't get anything off the hard drive. Like, it was like, nah, it was like done.
Did you cry?
Done.
That's like,
I didn't cry. I was really, really hurt though. I couldn't sleep. Like that night, I'm just like, wow. Like I'm just like stuck. Like, cause I went on this little run and I basically had everything backed up. But the last 2 weeks, like I got on this new little vibe too. And I'm like, that's just, all of that is just.
It's gone?
I guess it wasn't time. I guess.
Damn, yo, you got Ryan Leslie.
Well, I had that happen to me. I just never had a crash before, but I had somebody steal my laptop bag before, right after I finished like an album. That hurt worse than this. So I'm taking this one like, all right, I just started on some new vibes, so I'm just half full.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like you just had a flashback.
Yeah.
Half full.
Rough. Yeah.
So you never recovered that music back from the last time?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's gone forever. And you always feel like, man, you didn't quite you didn't get the same vibe, It's like, it's probably, these songs
chasing the demo.
But not like those were just what they were. But
right.
For a reason, I suppose.
So this has been an interesting week of events. Of course, the top of the week with the Teddy versus Babyface Part 2 situation. Wait, I gotta ask, Bill and Steve, have these battles even hit your radar at all? Like, were you guys
like a very white-black question, Amir?
Well, I'm equal opportunity, bro.
To America.
Suggesting. I watched Babyface and Teddy Riley, and it was hilarious. The first one.
You ain't come back for 2, did you, Bill?
No, and then I started watching the second one, and I was like, whatever. But like the first one was hilarious. Like, what the fuck?
This just in. The second one was just as hilarious.
There you go. I like the whole production crew when you saw the back, like what Teddy had invited into his house during Corona time to make his.
Teddy had craft services. He had a key grip. He had lighting people.
He had makeup. He had the best boy. He had a key grip. He had all that.
Baylon, what's his name? Baylon. Everybody know his name by now.
The dancing dude.
Breon.
Oh man.
Breon is the man. Breon is not just a follower. Breon has done a lot because I saw the post about it.
That's kind of what I met Breon at a different time. I mean, not saying he's not an executive now, but I hadn't seen him since I met him, right? So when I met Breon, he was like, it was right after Brandy was signed to him when I met him.
Oh, wow.
Jamie Foxx had just put out, Blame It and all of that.
So Breon's a manager.
He's a manager / executive. Like he was at a label at that time. I can't remember what label. But so when I saw the first Teddy Babyface night, I'm like, man, that looks like Breon. Like, what?
Does he normally have that shaggy beard, or was that just because
he always has a beard, not that shaggy? But I'm like, man, that looks like him. But he wouldn't just be dancing. So I'm like, and then I'm like, man, that looks just like. Then I started
that
saying,
nigga
that's
was
Breon.
all in the videos.
I was shocked for a minute. That's crazy, but wow, he broke the internet for sure.
Yeah, but Face's level of snark. And the thing was, I don't think he wasn't trying to be an asshole. Like, that's just him.
That is really him. Yeah, Babyface, he got shade like an okay player. Like, his shit it was so silent and so cool. Yeah. Like, I like that explosion. Like, man, I love
it.
This rich niggas talking shit. That shit is great.
Oh, they didn't tell you can bring out your instrument?
Right. Teddy's like, that's where we going? That's where we going? Well, that's where we went. I was like,
you didn't hit him with that's where we went. Yeah.
That's where we went.
From the first week when he was like, I like that dance you did was cute. That was nice.
Oh my God.
That's when I was like, oh, okay, you're that guy.
And who did you do this one? Did you remix? Oh, we're counting remixes? I don't do remixes, so
Exactly what I'm about to say. I don't even think he was trying to get him when he was saying that either. He was just
wasn't
like, nah, literally, I don't
trying to understand the criteria.
Things. Yeah, I don't remix things.
That was naturally Kenny. Like, it was hilarious. Wait, have you guys seen the Hezekiah Walker?
Nigga, let me tell you something.
Don't you love it, Bill?
I will be man. Listen, I'm on time for that one. PJ, more than anything else, all the battles. So apparently, it's going down Sunday. It's going down this Sunday.
These two have beef.
Yeah.
Did they have beef? Like PJ, did they? Is it beef or they just like what's the deal?
No. They playing around. But like, but in that world, that's like super duper hits. Hezekiah Walker and John P. Key. It's gonna be entertaining because John P. Key is a real G. Like
he is a nigga. Like you see his drop he put out, that drop he made. He look like he Debo P. Key.
That's really him in real life, but then he got all these gospel hits, so it's gonna be funny, man.
And nobody is more extra than black gospel.
Absolutely.
Like so we're pretty much about to watch two old Teddy Rileys.
Teddy Rileys.
This is outside of your outside of your scope.
Oh, you mean it's gonna be technical difficulties and
somebody gonna have a choir and they gonna all be mic'd up and they gonna try to figure out how to do it on IG Live.
I was gonna say, for me, not as an outsider, I'm familiar with both gentlemen, but like how is Hezekiah going to recapture the power of Call Him Up without that big ass choir singing Can't Stop Praising His Name? How is that going to happen?
I imagine they're going to just play the records as all.
Right? They're just going to, okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the same type of hit for hit thing.
My thing is that I still was under the impression that this thing was like a battle in terms of like, you create something, then I create something. You create, not just.
That's too nerdy. We ain't got the patience for that.
Yeah. Like, I created these hits. You created these hits. Damn.
Yeah. People just want to hear those because even the potential beat battles that I've seen that people want to do, it's like, I'm cool. Like most people are like, if they're not deep in the music, they don't want to hear like who had the better beat. They're like, what's their biggest hit?
What's the hits? Yeah.
How y'all feel about the next one with Dallas Austin and Jermaine Dupri, right?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
That's Friday tomorrow.
They're doing their own thing. That's them doing. I think.
It ain't verses though. I wrote that song.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's like Jermaine always find a way to come up with the bootleg version.
Still biting. After them 20, like 30, like nigga, you still biting, nigga. Like we love you, Jermaine. Yo, Jermaine's a legend, bro. Come on, man. I never love Jermaine, but nigga, like, come on. If you love Dr. Pepper, you're gonna love Dr. Perky.
My JD story, when I was at Morehouse, right when I was finishing, I guess that's when JD became like VP at Virgin or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And musically, it like Jermaine was never the go-to that I went to, right? Because it was like he wasn't the most musical producer. Right. So I'm like, my manager at the time was like, well, Jermaine is looking for it. This is one. I tell everybody I came after all the hits. I came after the Mariah biggest record in the world.
Like John to Austin period.
Yeah. I missed all the Hughes records, right? I was on Jagged Edge, like the fifth, like I
the one that didn't have Let's Get Married.
I didn't have Let's Get Married on my joint. So I came in and I thought, I told her no, like I'm not interested. The way she got me in there, she was like, well, he's head of Virgin right now. Maybe y'all could do some type of. So I was like, all right, man. I ended up learning so much from Jermaine, like just his hustle mentality, like the way he's accessible, just the way he runs that business. It clicked to me instantly why he was so successful, even though like he wasn't the most musical cat. So, but they both got hits though. Dallas is definitely, Dallas.
It might be a little bit more interesting than the face Teddy Riley, because after a while you're like, oh.
For real.
Dallas's thing. It's like
it was Dallas. Slow versus fast. I just didn't think it was fair. Just too much.
Well, I think
slow versus fast.
T-Pain Lil Jon was I think that might have been my favorite one.
Mine was Premier versus RZA. That was the peak for me.
Yeah, I
missed
that.
Was just,
I missed that one.
Man,
what was the songwriter 1 and 2?
John Tay and Neo.
John Tay and Neo, yeah.
No. It was the one where people had jokes for
like Ryan Tedder and that joint.
What you say?
I think so. It was
Ryan
one where
Tedder
like
and Benny Blanco or something.
I saw that. Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I totally missed that one.
So you feel that it already peaked with Premier and
RZA was amazing.
For me, yeah, that was the one for me. I think what it is now, whatever they come with next, what they've essentially done, they've established the brand. So now it's like, okay, we're just going to watch the show for the show, regardless of who's on it. It's like American Idol. Like, nobody knows who the fuck is on American Idol. It's just a thing that you watch.
The name.
Well, what happens when you run out of the hits? Like, when you run out of... Like, it's a thing where now Premier might have to go up against a Just Blaze, or like you play your same cards.
I think it's one and done.
One and done, yeah.
Yeah, once you have it, once you're on there one time, I think that's pretty much it. But it's a lot of, it's still a lot of cats. It's still a lot of ground they got to cover. You know what I mean?
But what y'all think about all of
it? Go ahead.
What y'all think about all the B producers coming out in the comments and being like, well, hold up now.
Now, see, that's the thing.
People don't really know about the B producers. Like, public doesn't really know that name is here, but
that's right. So when RZA played Brooklyn Zoo,
yep, that was True Master and Dirty.
Right. Those that know that True Master, right, did Brooklyn Zoo, and I was trying. All right, so I was trying to egg Ninth Wonder on, because even before the battle, Ninth Wonder was trying to give like pre-posts of before y'all cheer for Brooklyn Zoo, just know who produced.
Wow.
Right.
So when it happened, I was like, Ninth, like trying to set it off.
Does the same go with like Rump Shaker too? Like,
I heard
he did Rump Shaker. All right, so
the XWV remixes, I think, wasn't.
Yeah, that was in question. That was in question. That Right Here Human Nature remix. That was
right.
Apparently, All Star is the one that really did that one. We had to have Brian Alexander Morgan. He can give you the whole rundown on that. But
I saw him talking about it. That's why I heard about it. Yeah.
So Brian Alexander Morgan claims that he did that entire song, like the drums and everything.
No. He claims that the cat All Star, who remixed, so All Star remixed, he did I'm So Into You, and he did Anything.
And
so
Anything.
The Anything
Wu-Tang
Wu-Tang remix. Yeah, that was him. And so apparently it's his story. I mean, we'll have him on. He can tell the story, but apparently, coming to him, All Star did that entire track
before you even heard it, like done drums, everything.
It was done, yeah.
And
so,
I swore those drums were Teddy Riley drums.
What's that?
I swore that those drums were Teddy Riley drums.
Yeah, he said it wasn't. The swing wasn't even. He said it was included in a. They just did a whole package of Teddy remixes, and they included that on there. So in my mind, they probably benefited from being all on the same joint with Teddy, probably. But I mean, it's a gray area for sure.
Because the story I heard was like, you know, at the time he was working on Dangerous, asked Mike, could he clear the sample and all that stuff. And I don't know. Okay, well, so we definitely got to get both of them on QLS to get the story.
Hey, Bill, have you seen the Barry Manilow versus Neil Diamond?
I'll be here for that.
John Karansky thing, right? Y'all more into the prom and the Jonas Brothers. Did you see that? Is that more?
Did you watch it?
Brothers?
Well, John Karansky, he does his own
Krasinski,
show. Yeah, Krasinski. And he did a prom, an IG prom, and I was just wondering, that was more Steve and Bill's Steve, should we?
I'm sorry, what does that mean, Margaret?
I don't know. It was what Steve was implying, and I didn't like it. You can be inclusive. You know,
Thank you.
Yeah, I like Barry Manilow. You know.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Talk about Babyface and Teddy Riley.
Well, no, actually.
How about
did any of you guys watch the Prince tribute?
I caught like the last hour of it. Or whatever.
Same.
Yeah, I caught it. Yeah.
I fast forwarded through.
I caught it from her on, I think.
The
middle of her performance.
Speaking
What song did her do?
She did Beautiful One. I think that's what I saw.
She did Beautiful Ones?
Maybe I don't. I caught the end of her performance. I don't remember. I think it was a medley, right?
You've been doing Prince all week. And
Laiya, what's up?
People have been texting me about your playlist for Prince all week.
Yeah.
People obsessed about what you've been doing all week. Talk about
the thing is that, you know, I knew the thing is Prince is gone. And nobody is going to replace him. And so
not Usher. Sorry.
I didn't want to. I just felt that it was going to be diminished returns no matter how you slice it. And that, you know, I understand that, yes, on one hand, it's important that we pay tribute to an icon and that he gets the treatment that all other singers would have gotten. But, you know, Prince actually made his music so that nobody could imitate or emulate.
Yeah.
And I just knew that I wouldn't enjoy it because I'd be busy judging like, oh, he wouldn't do it like that, or that arrangement was corny, or why are they using these patches? And that, so
Amir, who have you seen that you think compliments him best? Because I mean, a lot of people say Bilal, you know, but at the end of the day,
Bilal and D'Angelo to me are the only two people that are at least 25 years after Prince's legacy that I feel, you know, can do some sort of interpretation justice to his music. And when I suggested, and, you know, I also understand the gun that Jam was under, like getting, well, I know that he went after D'Angelo, but, you know,
but
D'Angelo going to D'Angelo. And with Bilal, I think the name wasn't familiar enough. So
that's a shame.
I really like they did. I like Beck doing Raspberry Beret. I thought that was dope. A lot of people didn't like it. I thought that was a good choice for him.
No, I like Susanna and Chris Martin doing Manic Mondays. That's
doing
why
Manic Monday.
I paused the longest on them and the time, and I fell asleep.
Yeah, I like Manic Monday.
Yeah, Manic Monday was nice.
Well, yeah, she did. Okay, well, she was doing her own joint, so
yeah, but that's about it, Amir.
It makes sense.
Okay.
So. You said that's about it, Amir.
You know, like, thank God for Moore's Day. That's what I'm here for you.
Who opened it? The Time?
I can't even. Ooh, y'all bad. Look at y'all.
I didn't see the opening. I just I was flipping through channels probably from HGTV or some shit.
I feel like Maya just spoke, right?
No, she performed. She performed. Maya.
They did Delirious, or they did something with the Revolution.
Needless to say, it's always space for more.
Amen. Bless their hearts.
I love everybody's trying not to throw shade right now. I love it.
We got to learn from Babyface.
So cool. Yeah.
We got to learn from Babyface. Wait, did we just lose PJ?
Yeah, his son's laptop just died. Lost everything that was on it. Yo, I have to take a 10-minute break. I'm not sure you guys.
What you got to do?
You ain't got to take it for 10 minutes, Steve.
Steve, what do you have to do that doesn't involve
I'm about to explain to you what I got to do. You're all yelling at me. What do you got to do? I'm about to tell you what I'm about to do. So at 7:00 in New York, everybody goes to their windows and rooftops and claps and cheers for the medical workers and everything like that. I've been broadcasting it on the Suga Steve Network live every night, people all over the world and so forth. So I'm going to take
So you're about to have a broadcast right now, the Suga Network?
Well, 6:53, so you got 7 minutes before you...
No, but I play a song before. Don't worry.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Play a song?
No, but I'll still be here. Look.
Well, I'm plugged in now. It came out of the... I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Steve, bring your butt back here. Steve is about to, at 7:00, PJ, everybody in New York yells out their window to the healthcare workers.
Yeah, just cheering for the workers, huh?
Yeah.
How are you doing down there in Louisiana, by the way? Because y'all a little behind us. And
yeah, listen. I wouldn't know. I'm staying in. I've been in the city. Definitely, that's kind of like the charm, gift or curse of New Orleans is that we just kind of like we don't believe anything for a long time. It's like why people probably stayed back with Katrina. Like we've always been like nervous with authority, right? Mm-hmm. So I think people just had to see how real it really was. And now it seems like people are getting it, although there's still something that
I know.
Like underground parties. I'm like, y'all just relax. Like everybody just chill. But
so people still like trying to have secret gatherings and speakeasies.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
You want to wait for Steve? Is that what you're doing, Amir?
Say it again.
You waiting for Steve?
No, we can start.
Oh, good.
Kick it off, Laiya.
Okay, so PJ, I need you to talk about your new game show. Well, actually, it's a series that started with Essence Magazine, but you have now taken it on and brought in some of your friends. Can you please talk about it?
Yes. So it is a show that Essence already had called The B-Side, where they did trivia with artists that came through the office. But I thought, for me, people kept asking me to do live streams, and I thought it started to get crowded a little bit, and wanted to present just a different look and something that people would enjoy watching outside of just playing and singing. So I asked them if I could do an R&B trivia version of it. And we kicked it off on Wednesday with Tank, JoJo, BJ, the Chicago Kid. And I'm just going to be inviting my friends to do it. We're doing it on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on Essence Facebook Live. And it's just fun. It's dope. Like I have relationship with a lot of the people that are coming on. So we talked about old stories. I talked about when I first met Tank, when I moved to Atlanta and he was recording at noontime. And BJ, before BJ was an artist, we were close, came to my house. First session, he was a songwriter, picked up my guitar and the strap broke and the neck broke on my guitar. Like that's the first time we did a session. So we talked about some of that stuff.
And the last time y'all did a
session.
And the
last.
That he was so hurt I couldn't be mad at him. He was just like, he was shook that he broke my guitar on the first session that we ever had. But
what about JoJo? Because I always wanted to hear how y'all actually met, because y'all sing like my favorite song of the decade. So.
Oh, Say So, yeah.
Yes.
So JoJo and I met a long time ago, but we didn't truly link until a couple years ago, and she came to my show, and I think that's when she kind of understood who I was. Sometimes it takes some time for people to be like, oh yeah, you really, what you are. And then we linked. I sent her that song, and like the rest is history. We've been rolling. Won a Grammy for that joint this year, and I just want people to know that JoJo is the real thing.
The bomb.
Wise, but just heart. Just soul wise, like she really lives this, this thing. Like she really is this. She
we
really
check her out, have her on the show.
So yeah. So it was a good group. We're gonna do a different group on Thursday. I don't think we've announced who's coming on exactly yet. But it's gonna be fun, man. It's a good distraction.
And what kind of questions? Like I thought, I was like, maybe we could do a little practice round, because I thought that was funny how y'all got on the conversation of the boys, and JoJo was like, "Who are the boys?" I said, "What?"
That's so bad.
Yeah, that was before her time. She wasn't.
Joe probably wasn't born.
Yeah, she wasn't born.
I was
wait. Time out. I got to ask something.
Uh-huh.
If someone wasn't born during a time period,
Thank you, Amir. Thank you. Talk about it.
You're right.
I still think.
Yep.
I'm
with you.
Millennials say that a lot. Like, well, that was before my time. Like, they're not allowed to look or embrace anything that came out before they came out the womb.
In the Trader Joe's, the girl just told me, I don't think I ever listened to Janet Jackson. I wasn't growing up listening to that. I don't really know Janet Jackson. What?
But Janet and the boys is different, right?
Because that's two different things, right?
I know. I'm just saying.
I blanked on the boys for a second. I knew down my heart, but in that moment, I kind of forgot it.
You got me going crazy.
That was the second album. The second album didn't.
Does it count from an earlier era if it wasn't like huge for a long? Like Janet, you're supposed to know that changed.
Okay.
The boys popped in and out. You know, does that? She's supposed to know that. You think?
I mean, it was only them and Another Bad Creation. That was it for like a whole decade.
No, it was a lot of little kid groups that kind of fell through. It was the boys. It was Special Generation. It was
Special Generation.
It was Coming of Age. That was when TQ first came.
Kamal's
group. I don't remember none of them.
Kamal's group. With Kwame.
Oh wow!
Kamal was in a Falling in Love. You didn't know that Kamal was in a boys group?
No.
Nah, Kamal was in a boys group.
Kamal Gray?
Yes.
No.
Who's the little kid that Kwame was producing? Baby, got me been falling in love with you. It was like his version of that song. Yeah, you got to Google Kamal. Like an 11-year-old Kamal is playing keyboards in that video. Like he was in a boy group.
Wow.
Needless to say, PJ, I don't think you want to put these experts up against each other.
That's what I'm saying. These questions, I'm looking at the questions from yesterday. It's not even really fair to like.
Come on.
I mean, ask one. Like,
let me see. The only one that could be in question even a little bit is this one. Let me see. Which R&B duet was not nominated for a Best Original Song Oscar? A, When You Believe, Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. B, Endless Love, Diana Ross and Lionel Richie. C, A Whole New World, Peabo Bryson and Regina Bell. D, Count on Me, Whitney Houston and CeCe Winans.
I think it was, okay, what was A again?
A was When You Believe, Mariah and Whitney.
And
you know what?
I think it, and what was D?
I think it's D.
D is Count on Me, Whitney Houston and CeCe.
I think it was, I don't know. I think it's that one.
I feel like When You Believe got gagged. I feel like that got gagged.
I feel like Count on Me wasn't even in the running. So I'm just
All right, it's D. It's Count on Me.
Yeah, I said D. Yeah.
That was not Waiting to Exhale like soundtrack, please.
Yep.
Yo, was that song? Wait, speaking of which, was that song like monumentous, or only for the gospel set?
That's not a word, but yes.
Because Babyface finally, what'd you say?
He said it's not a word, but yes.
Monumentous?
Nah. Or momentous. Momentous. Momentous is the.
Nah, I'm gonna let monumentous is.
World jury is a monumentous word.
Pick up our own Jones on Questlove Supreme.
I got that right on my first guess. It was my first guess. White people,
man.
Give me the white people routine next time. Shit.
What I've learned in this current reality is that if I say it, it is. So you gotta imaginate. What words do black people make? Imaginate, grammatical, conversate, politic.
Conversate's in the dictionary now, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Conversate.
I think it made it in there now.
Oh God! Wow.
That word make me sad.
No, momentous. Forgive me.
Why we make it longer? It's really the shorter word. Why you?
I meant monumental.
JoJo got Count on Me. She got that right. She got the answer made up for her boys.
Well, I'm only asking because I found out that was Babyface's trump card. Like,
when he played, I was surprised he played that last.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he thought that was going to be the knock the world down with the Whitney song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought like Shoot. I would have thought that Shoot, Waiting to Exhale would have been the song that would have been the Whitney song that would have.
Yeah.
but I was shocked that face. Like, I was shocked that Teddy Riley chose Dangerous instead of Remember the Time.
Yeah, that was odd.
And
yeah,
I was shocked
very odd
that Face chose Count on Me instead of the Shoop song.
But that's the appeal of the battles, though, because it's about you're watching these artists and you want to know if what your vision of what their best shit is lines up with what their vision of what their best shit is. You know what I'm saying? It's that, like, you're trying to see. It's like, okay, I know this was my jam, but was it his jam as well? And sometimes they get it right, and then sometimes they be way the fuck off. Like Teddy, when he dropped that Blackstreet Deep joint, I'm the most R&B dude ever. I'd never heard that song in my fucking life.
I have. What?
Right. I heard it because I was a Blackstreet fan, but like over Don't Leave.
Yeah, over Joy.
He
didn't even play Joy. He didn't run Joy.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. It was some. I think in that moment it becomes a different, like you say, Phonte, like a different mental thing. Like, yeah, this about to kill him. We like, nah, we was waiting on.
Nah.
But then again, don't that show that? I'm sorry, but it makes me think of the record label and the disconnect sometimes between the artist and the public, because it's like, this is the song that I wanted to be the hit, and the label was like, nah, dog,
that's not the hit.
Yeah,
when he dropped that joint, then I thought he was going to drop Dancing from the Guy.
The Guy joint. He played that kind of as like an aside, and I love that song.
I mean, Dancing was my joint.
That was a joint, but it wasn't a hit. But it was a respectable comeback from Guy. I really like that song. That shit was dope.
Yeah.
Or Girlfriend with Janet Jackson.
Yo, I think me and you might be the only two people in the world that go up for that song.
I love that song. Girlfriend with Janet Jackson.
The one where he sampled like, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
It was sort of like a Horse and Carriage bootleg.
Yes, I remember, you know.
No, that song was a jam, yo. That shit still works for me in the club. Like, I play it, people like, I forgot about this shit.
Oh, wait, look at PJ. PJ, that was a good question.
What? No, I'm looking at, Phonte said go back to the joints, but I'm like, these aren't fair. Like, they really, y'all know all of these joints. Let me see. A modern one is like, this artist is the daughter of actress and singer Vanessa Williams.
Come on,
Line Babe.
Yeah. See? You know this. I knew this. The Swing Mob, better known as the Basement Crew, was founded by Devontae Swing from Jodeci. Which artist wasn't in the Basement Crew? A. Timberland, B. Genuine, C. Case, D. Missy Elliott.
It was Case.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got to do an edition where we get to come on the show and you get to try stuff.
So I want to do a QLS episode where we get some harder questions. And
Son,
yo,
it is on. we ain't played a game. Our last game was with the Smollets with the
Black Card Revoke.
Get your Black Card Revoke.
That was
wow.
My favorite night in the history of Questlove Supreme.
The levels of that title.
I've never been so ready for an episode to end.
It was all on your face too, Phonte.
Bro.
So we got to do that though. That'd be fun.
All right, so we shall do that. Well, apparently Steve is on the rooftop giving applause.
All 4 followers of the Sugar Network are watching. It used to be 7, but the 3 of us are busy.
Are here right now, right? As soon as we get off the air, then we'll go hit up Steve. No, PJ, we thank you very much for doing our show with us. And
again, and by the way,
thanks for coming through, brother.
And by the way, PJ, you should know that as far as QLS, this is a PJ weekend because we starting today with you on a Friday with live, and then on Monday, PJ Morton Classic.
Oh, dope.
Make sure everybody check out wherever they listen to podcasts.
So our rabbit hole that we went down on that joint.
That shit was great.
Yes.
People love that episode though.
All right. So cool, guys. On behalf of Phonte Sugar Steve's back. How was clapping?
Steve.
Let's clap for Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Yay!
Thank God, Steve. You're back.
So wait, Steve, when you go do you do it on the rooftop or do you do it
out the window?
I have a balcony.
Okay.
Well, that is.
Okay.
No, I went. I do, but that's where I do it from, right over there. But I did go to the rooftop once the other day.
And how many people will be on the rooftop?
One.
There wasn't anybody there. Yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
The building disrespectful. All right, then.
No, I think. Well, no, a lot of people do it from their windows and balconies, but a lot of people have left this building and other buildings like this and gone to to their mom and dads.
Hear it everywhere, like when it
Oh
happens.
yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. All directions.
In Brooklyn, they were like singing Biggie songs out their window. Like the first day, they were singing like Juicy.
Yeah, I saw that. Somebody said it was fake. That's why I was hoping it was.
Really?
See, look at you. You from Louisiana. You don't believe nothing.
Like they put a bunch of voices on, like it wasn't.
Yep. Because they did that same shit. They did the same one with "Bitch Better Have My Money" with Rihanna, and they were like, yeah, in Italy they're singing Rihanna, and it was like, dude, anyone that studies audio, this is fucking fake. They're not singing "Bitch Better Have My Money." It was so clean, right?
I could believe it in Brooklyn, though. I hope that's real.
It seemed real. Anyway.
Louisiana.
Conspiracy capital of the United States. All right, so stay safe, PJ. Stay safe, all of you. Thank you on behalf of Suga Steve, Unpaid Bill, Phonte Coleman, Laiya's World, and my knitted cat. We'll see you on the next go round.
PJ, be good, brother. Be safe.
Shut up, Bill. All right, bye. See you.